finally I get to meet
Yeah.
Stephen Brooks, and
Here I am.
here you are in your environment here in Ecovia. Tell me a little bit about your journey. How did your passion start all of this?
Yeah, so I grew up in the suburbs of Miami, and my dad was a dentist of an island in the Bahamas. A lot of the people in the Bahamas, so I spent a lot of my childhood back and forth to the Bahamas. Got very into nature through the, snorkeling, and I had fish tanks and collected tropical fish. And so I guess that's where kind of the root of my love for nature. Right. To fast forward a little bit, I always question the design of the suburbs. It's like, if you want to go buy anything, you get in your car and you drive to the strip mall and you buy from people you don't know, and they're buying from people that they don't know, and who are probably also buying from people that they don't know. And it all just seemed kind of weird. I did a semester in Spain, in Sevilla, and I lived with this elderly woman that lived in this apartment building, and it was 10 apartment buildings in a row with busy streets on either side. Right. But you never needed to go to those streets because all 10 buildings had commercial downstairs. They had restaurants and bars and cheese shops and meat shops and everything you would ever need. And it was so interesting because walking with her in the streets there, I almost felt like I was in Sesame Street. Everybody was so, hey, hola, hola. It's everyone was so nice to each other. Right. And then we would get to the store and she didn't even have to order because he knew what she wanted, and there was, hola, hola, and she probably bought from his grandfather. Right. So I just, that whole sense of just connection with the source of where things are coming from and where we're spending our money and what we're supporting felt really right. And then, after moving to Costa Rica, I came here actually for the first time in 1995 on vacation. Right. And while I was here, I witnessed a playground full of indigenous children get sprayed by a Chiquita banana crop duster. Yeah, it still happens every day, and it totally changed my life. It was just wow, humanity, is this really the best we could do? Meanwhile, we could zip around in jets, or we could, video chat with our friend in Australia, and meanwhile, we're spraying indigenous children. I mean, indigenous people that have literally treated the earth like an extension of their bodies, spraying them with neurotoxic chemicals, And this was a system that my culture has spread. Right. And it was just all of that realization of just this terrible global design for the way things are, for the way we treat the land and our water system and our food systems. It just felt all so broken. Yeah. And sure, we could just go on and endure it. We could just go on and just accept that's just how things are, or not. Right. It's things are the way they are, but they don't need to be that way. We have a choice. And we have a choice to decide for ourselves, and then we can even try to get a little louder and try to help others to have other choices, So that's kind of the path I took. I started this farm on the Caribbean side called Punta Mona, which, the goal was just to try to show it another way, try to show solutions, but not because I knew the solutions, but just that I wanted to start striving towards connecting to my food, connecting to my water, being conscious of waste, and being, and also just on a socioeconomic reality, how can we help the most people thrive, and how can we radically improve our ecosystems, and so that was kind of the journey, and then it just grew out from that, with the goal of, it's great what we're doing at Punta Mona and the education center. I personally got obsessed with plants. I'm an ethnobotanist, which is the study of the relationship between humans and plants. So I have an incredible collection of plants, and
I saw you on a video once in a market.
Uh-huh.
And you had all the vegetation, and you just light up when you have fruit in your hands.
It's so amazing. I mean, it's so amazing. I think what really fascinates me is the relationship between the humans and the plant. And I guess also just the resilience and talk about unconditional love. The plants just want to take care of us and nurture us and feed us and get us drunk and heal us and do all the things that plants do, and clothe us and build our houses for us and do all these things, and even though we're so brutal and so destructive to ecosystems, and yet they're still right there just wanting to care for us.
So that inspired you to start this project down here. You started with Punta Mona, and then went to Ecovia, and now you have Alegria.
Well, at the same time we started Ecovia, we also started another one up the street called Tacotal.
Oh, okay.
Which there's 3 communities right next to each other, and that's where we just were, up at Tacotal. And yeah, you know, the goal is to, you know, it's like our neighbors are our neighbors. Why? You know, it's like so random.
Right.
You know, and for me, it's like I don't want everyone to be the same, you know, but I want to surround myself with people with similar values of like earth care, you know, and really caring about, you know, watershed and, you know, these things that are so crucial. That for me feels really important to live around people that feel that same way.
Right. So tell me a little bit about what's next for you.
Yeah, I just, you know, I started a project called Ecoversity, which I'm teaching online a lot of different, you know, we teach online permaculture courses, and we're about to launch a 6-month herbal certification. And so I'm passionate about teaching. And, you know, I was always kind of like judgmental and anti-online.
Right.
You know, and then with the COVID and all, you know, it's actually incredible. And like, you know, the connection, like that's where I've been running around with my graduation group from our last cohort of the permaculture course. We had like 70 people.
Wow.
Down here there was 170 people in the class, but 70 people came for the graduation, and it's just amazing how much we connected online. So I've been really dedicated to that, and yeah, I just want to keep doing, you know, projects that merge where we live with what we eat. I'll agree has been an incredible success. You know, we're almost sold out. There's just a few lots left, and people from like 36 or 37 countries. I know, it's amazing. It's really amazing. Even the lawyer, like I often go to the lawyer in San Jose and sign the papers with the people, and he looks at me every time people walk out. He's like, "Where did you find these people?" You know, it's like, it's just so how nice and loving, and it's just incredible the people that projects like this attract.
Now, what would you tell somebody that's watching? Because the whole premise of the show is to inspire people, whatever you're passionate about, start doing it and use that passion to change the world around you. Somebody's there and they're thinking about it, or they're also passionate about the environment or plants. What would you tell them to do to push them through that?
On the most basic and simplistic way is like, what do you like to do? Do it more.
Right.
What do you not like to do? Stop doing it. You know, it's like, so like, you know, it seems so obvious, you know, yet people like, you know, they do jobs that they hate, or they're in marriages that aren't working, or they're live in a place that sucks, or, you know, it's like, and yet they just keep doing it. You know, next thing you know, they're 70 and it's like, whoa, what the hell just happened? You know, I think it's really important to take a pause and hone in on what it is that drives you and excites you, and try to figure out how can I do that more, and also figure out who out there is doing something that really inspires you, and how can you, you know, try to work alongside them, or how can you, you know, surround yourself with people that are into what you're into, you know, and yeah, take a pause and figure it out, you know, and stop. If you're doing things that aren't serving you, stop. Or if you're doing something that's not improving the world, then like reconsider.
Well, thank you so much.
So good to
You're
meet you.
awesome. It's so great to
coming.
meet you. Thank you. Thanks for having us
it's
over.
great to have you.
Thanks.
Yay.
Thank you so much for joining me today on this adventure into passionate living. And we hope you enjoyed all of our wonderful guests who were here today to inspire you to live your dreams, and then to use those dreams to make a difference in the world around you. Make sure to join us every week on Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. on your true hometown station, WBBZ. As well, you can join us on our website at passionateliving.com and on our YouTube channel, Passionate Living TV. And thanks so much again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week on an amazing journey into passionate living.